Hi everyone. Today, predicting Bronsted-Lowry equilibrium. We're going to be exploring a method to determine if the reactants or the products are favored in an acid-base equilibrium system. To do that, we're going to rely heavily on the acid-base table on pages 8 and 9 of the data booklet. I have an enlarged version of this table here taped to the board. What we're going to do is, given our equilibrium system, identify the acid, identify the base, and actually locate them on the table. Then, if the acid is higher than the base on the table, we're going to say that the products are favored. If the acid is lower than the base on the table, the reactants are favored. Here's two examples. I have HF, hydrofluoric acid, reacting with cyanide ions to produce fluoride ions and hydrocyanic acid. My first step is to look at the two reactants and decide which one is the acid and which one is the base. HF turned into F minus, it lost that H plus, it donated a proton. The HF is the acid. I need to find it on the acid-base table. HF, it's right there. Then I have Cn minus turning into HCN. The cyanide ions gained a hydrogen ion, accepted a proton, it's the base. This is the acid, this is the base. I need to find those cyanide ions here on the acid-base table. There they are. Now, the acid, HF, is higher up on the table than the base. If the acid is higher than the base, the products are favored. Here, the products are favored. A second example, sulfate ions, SO4 2-, reacting with H2S, that's hydrosulfuric acid, in equilibrium with hydrogen sulfate ions and hydrogen sulfide ions. I need to decide which one is the acid, which one is the base. The SO4 2- became HSO4 1-. It accepted a proton, it gained an H+, it's the base. I need to find those SO4 ions here in the base column of my table. It's right here. SO4 2-. I now need to find by a process of elimination, the H2S must be the acid, or if I dig a little bit deeper, the H2S became HS 1-, it lost a proton, it donated an H+, it's the acid. I need to find it in the acid column. H2S is here. Here's the acid, H2S. The base is higher up, SO4 2-. The acid is below the base in the table, so the reactants are favored. Here, reactants favored. When we're asked to predict a Bronsted-Lowry equilibrium, whether the reactants are favored or the products are favored, our first step is to identify which chemical is the acid, which chemical is the base, find them on pages 8 and 9 on the acid-base table of the data booklet. And if the acid is above the base, the products are favored. If the acid is below the base on the table, the reactants are favored. And I hope that helps.